Many times, the definition of a word can be determined by looking at it in context. Now, generally this can be a pretty easy task by just looking at words around that word to figure out the context meaning. Now, sometimes words are much harder to determine the meaning of. So I want to go over a couple of those cases. Take this sentence, for example. Frank's admonition rang in her ears as she climbed the mountain. Now, say you have no idea what admonition means. The best thing to do is substitution. Take other words that you think would fit in this sentence and see if they make sense. So the words vow, promise, advice, complaint, or compliment all make sense in this sentence. Like you could substitute advice for admonition. Frank's advice rang in her ears, or Frank's compliment rang in her ears. So although these words all fit in this sentence, they all have somewhat similar but really different meanings. But the main thing you need to realize here is that admonition must mean message, because these are all types of messages or something he spoke to her. So the important thing you're realizing from this is that it's Frank's message rang in her ears as she climbed the mountain. Substitution is rarely able to pinpoint the exact meaning of a word, but it can give you a general idea of what the word means. Another example of words that are hard to determine the meaning of in context are words that have multiple meanings. So like take the word cleave, for example. It can mean join or separate, which are total opposites. So how do you determine when the word means what? Well, the best thing to do, again, is substitution. You have two meanings here, join or separate. So every time you see cleave in a sentence, you can substitute the word cleave for join or separate and see which one makes sense. So this sentence says, the birds cleaved together as they flew from the oak tree. Well, if we use the word joined, it says the birds joined together as they flew from the oak tree. But if you put the birds separated together as they flew from the oak tree, that wouldn't make sense. The reason being is because of the word together. Together means joined or near each other. So join must be the meaning of cleave in this sentence. This next sentence says, Jim's knife cleaved the bread cleanly. So if we use the word joined, it really wouldn't make sense, because why would you use a knife to join something? Everyone knows that a knife is used to cut something. So because of knife, we know that in this case, cleaved means separated. So those are some examples of how to use substitution to determine the meaning of a word.
If you need a study guide, click the book at the bottom of the page. If you want more free test videos, subscribe to us on YouTube. If you just want to keep watching, click the next video.